everyone. Today I want to share my project about receipts bot. So a problem that I have with my wife, and I think in many families, is about what do we cook today. It's a question. It's at the beginning looks simple, but with the pass of the time, many times we can repeat the same food for all the week and the next week, and that's not so good for our health also. So what that I did for this project is I used a web page called Kiwi Limon. In Kiwi Limon, we can find many recipes. Show you many receipts about many kinds of foods. So the thing that I did for my project is using the information on this web page to get a lot of recipes from different categories and used to use the data for the bot. So let me explain you what steps did I take to get this. So at the beginning, I need to crawl the information from the web page. So in my first try about doing this, I had a big problem because the first time that I did this, I crawled all the information and insert all the info in one big JSON file. So I had like 1,000 of recipes, and the JSON file was like 2 GB large, and it was too difficult to work with it. So on the second time, I split the information by categories, and it was better, but it was not too good. And for this third time, the thing that I did is I crawled each HTML and in a separate file. In that situation, it's going to be easier to get the info from each web page that I need. So in the first part, I crawl all the information. I get like 1,000 of receipts and save all the information in a HTML file, each one for each receipt. So it was easier for me to get the info from each one of it. And for the second step, I need to parse the info. So the first time that I did this, I parsed the information to another JSON file. Okay, it was also a good option, but I had a problem because in JSON file I hadn't had a format. So when I asked the LLM, sometimes it was not too good the answer. The format, specifically the format was not too good. So for a second chance, the thing that I did, it was using Markdown parser. In that way, this is gonna be clear. So a thing that I did is getting all the receipts and transform all the information in a Markdown format, getting from each part like the information metadata setting at the beginning, the name, description, ingredients, preparation, presentation, and tips. These last two I added recently because at the beginning I just had preparation, ingredients, and description. But I found that I could get more information from each HTML. So the current format for the Markdown file is like this. Here I have the metadata, title, a brief description also, ingredients, preparation, presentation if it has, and a tip. So in this situation is easier to get the info for the parser. Let me show the series step. So when I had all this information, my first try, I used an SQL parser. So I said store all the information in an SQL file, but sometimes it was harder to look for the information, and I had also a problem, and it was, I don't know why, but the responses has a delay like 15 seconds to 20, and it was a lot of time. So for the second time, I use a vector store called ChromaDB. And with this database, with this vector store database, the responses are like to 2, 3, or 5 seconds. So this is a lot of fast than the beginning. So for this third part, I used I split the information. I separate the metadata from the important text, and I use the metadata information um, to help me with some searching. For example, important information that are in the metadata is the category of this receipt, and sometimes this food has more than one category, and I include that. I also include the preparation time, the cooking time, and also the difficulty. And a thing that I added to the last part is the ingredients. I had the ingredients here, but I see that sometimes when I look for some specific ingredient, I didn't had an answer. So a thing that I need to do is add the ingredients also to the metadata and don't delete it from here because in this case, I don't want to lose the format of the markdown in the response. So that's why I have ingredients in both sides. So after doing this, I get a Chroma receipt database and I deploy with a frontend called Gradio. Sorry, called Gradio. It's easier to, it's similar to the Llama app, but it has some differences. And I deploy all of this in Hugging Face. Sorry, I closed the navigator. Okay, give me a moment. Yeah. Okay, here is the chatbot running. And for example, what about if I want a menu for this week from Monday to Friday? It's gonna think. And yeah, here I have my menu for the week, and this is gonna be easier for the people if they want to have a menu for the week. And I can also ask a specific, like, give me the receipt. And they give me also the receipt in an easiest way. So comparing this to my first version, the responses are like too fast. Now I have responses. The shortest is like 2 seconds, and that's very awesome. Also, currently, the search for ingredients is accurate than before. It's not perfect. I am still working on it, but it's better than before. And I've also added some prompt engineering in the model to to have better responses. Also, when the people look for specific ingredients, try to look the information in the metadata before, because sometimes it's missing when they try to look in the markdown file directly. So yeah, that's what I did. It was an amazing opportunity for me to learn more about LLMs and what is the difference using the different kinds of LLMs currently and the vector database also. So yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity, Elder Quas. I learned a lot. I tried many different things, and I can say today that it's more easier for me to do something like this than 6 months ago.